Uh, Before we started recording our session, Linda and Tina and John and Marilee and I were talking about the cold, wintry weather that we have received here in southwest New Mexico. And I just wanted to share a thought with you, and that is that many of the teachings that you receive, that many of the teachings that we share and discuss in these morning sessions are of a Tibetan tradition, um, of a Tibetan Buddhist tradition. Although I don't like to present them as such, you know, I just, I just want to avoid religious weirdness that may come up. And these teachings did originate in Tibet. Tibet is in the Himalayas, and it gets really cold and snowy in the Himalayas. So I wanted to invite those of you who are here, whether Tina, you in Durango, or John, Linda, Paul here locally, Marilee in California. I'm sure you've experienced some cold weather at some point in your life. Um, I'd like you to think about using this opportunity to kind of connect with at least the geographic and cultural origins of these teachings, right? It's kind of when we're sort of sheltering in place because it's cold and wintry. Maybe that's a little bit of a gateway for us to connect with the lineage of these teachings. And I don't know, I'm a total Dharma meditation nerd. And when it gets wintry like this, I feel a special connection with the teachings and the place of their origin and the people who came before me. So, yeah, I would invite you to maybe just like maybe imagine that you're somewhere in a hermitage or a monastery in Tibet meditating and just like connecting with the ancestry of these teachings, and to maybe connect, the Himalayas, big mountains, right? Maybe we can, in this meditation session this morning, connect with our mountain brothers and sisters. Yeah. So, with that, why don't we go ahead and settle in to a comfortable meditation posture? And using whichever method you find most effective, allow both your physical body and your mind to start to settle and rest, to become quiet and still. And when you're ready, when you're ready, please go ahead and gently transition into meditation on the inner body. Become the silent observer of sensations, sensations that may take the form of a tingling, perhaps a lightness, perhaps a heaviness, perhaps a pulsation. All that is asked of you is to silently observe, very much like a mountain with consciousness. for your meditation practice, there is no more ideal role model than the mountain. The mountain is stillness. The mountain does not practice being still. It doesn't pretend being still. It doesn't try to be still. It is still. Day after day, year after year, the mountain simply observes silently. Snow may fall on the mountain, accumulate, and then disappear. A nearby river may rise, may recede, may freeze over. Leaves may appear on the branches of a nearby tree, change color, and then fall to the ground. The mountain simply observes silently. No judgment, no labeling, no comparing, no expectation. Whether this meditation continues for a few more moments or a few more years, please continue to silently observe sensations within your own body mountain in a place of stillness. Please gently redirect your awareness. Become aware again of this entity we've decided to label physical body, and allow your breathing to become less shallow. Taking deeper and deeper breaths, become aware again of the garments of clothing resting on the surface of your body. Become aware again of your surroundings inside the room that you're occupying. Deeper and deeper breaths, and become aware again of the world that exists outside of the room that you're occupying. Become aware again of clouds, of blue sky just beyond the clouds, of outer space just beyond the blue sky. We dedicate all of the merit from this morning's meditation to world peace. May we and all beings without exception soon come to enjoy the deep, unsurpassable peace of stillness. May all beings without exception be completely free from all forms of emotional and physical suffering. May all beings without exception be happy, peaceful, contented, and free. Completely fill up your belly and lungs with air, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your meditation to an end. Welcome back, everyone. Um, I find it I find it very fascinating that the most simple teachings or the most simple ideas have the potential to be the most profound and transformative. Um, Stillness. What what exactly is stillness? Stillness is the mere absence of movement. Yeah. Stillness is the mere absence of movement, either physical movement or mental movement. And the word mere, M-E-R-E, the mere absence is important. It's a really important word in that statement, because the word mere, M-E-R-E, means nothing else. There's nothing more to it. It's the mere absence of movement. We talk about this from time to time in our Saturday morning Medicine Buddha meditations. In a similar way to stillness, what is silence? Silence is the mere absence of sound. That's all there is to silence, an absence, the mere absence of sound. There's nothing else to it. What is emptiness, or wisdom realizing emptiness? The pinnacle of all of these teachings and meditations that we do. Emptiness is the mere absence of inherent existence. So, emptiness is a difficult, is a difficult, perhaps the most difficult teaching that I'm aware of to understand and realize. And we can use silence and stillness perhaps to point us in the direction of an understanding and experience of emptiness. I hope you see that. Stillness, the mere absence of movement. Silence, the mere absence of sound. Emptiness, the mere absence of inherent existence. So, just a little, well, not little, a very substantial sidebar. And once again, I don't take any credit for any of this. I'm just up here parroting what my teachers have taught me over the years. We are in our class, and over the last few classes before our break around the holidays, we were going through the Four Noble Truths of Buddhism, and we had gotten through the first of the two. We'd gotten through the first noble truth. You should know suffering. And we were close to a completion, if there is any such thing, a completion of discussion of the second noble truth. You should abandon origins. That is, if you want to be free from suffering, you should abandon the origins of suffering, which are delusions, confused states of mind that cause us suffering. We often attribute our suffering to external phenomenon, neighbors, maybe nature too, maybe cold weather, our housemates, our husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever, inanimate objects not functioning the way we'd like to. We typically associate those as being the origin of suffering, although we might not think about it explicitly in that way. Really, the origins of suffering are our mental responses to those phenomena, those entities. And those are, to the extent that our responses cause us mental pain, they are delusions. And the three root delusions, you may remember, we've talked about it many times. I'm sure that you all have them committed to memory by now. And we can't talk about them enough. The three root delusions are anger, also known as aversion, attachment, also known as desirous attachment, or just plain old desire, and the root delusion, ignorance. So anger, one of my teachers put anger as being getting, and not wanting. Attachment being wanting, and not getting. And then ignorance is just a kind of an overlay of all the other delusions, just a confused notion about the way things really exist, thinking that phenomena have inherent existence or fundamental independent existence, when there is no such thing as an inherently existing anything or an independently existing anything. To the contrary, everything is empty of inherent existence, a mere absence of inherent existence. Then everything exists interdependently. We get confused about that, and as a result, we experience delusions and we suffer. So that's a review of everything that we've talked about up till now. On Friday, we are going to talk about another origin of suffering that is kind of an overlay of all of the three root delusions and all of the other so-called secondary delusions. It's one for which I have had, quite frankly, a little bit of a breakthrough, and has to do with teachings on training the mind. And the context in which we're going to talk about it is training the mind during the meditation break. Super, super powerful practice for us to train the mind and thus abandon the origins of suffering through a practice that we can engage in the meditation break, when we're not sitting in formal meditation, just going about living our lives, doing our thing. Really, really beautiful practice. And it will be a review of sorts, but something has been presented to me such that kind of it shifted just a few degrees. And for me, it was like, oh, now I see. Now I get it. So we'll talk about that origin of suffering when we get together on Friday. You guys, I know that there are a lot of other places you could have been this morning and a lot of other things that you could have been doing. Um, I rejoice in your wisdom, the wisdom to be here and practicing Dharma and meditating. So thank you very much and have a blessed week.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
We
Thank you
appreciate
so much, Jeff.
Yep, you're most welcome.
it.